want to welcome everybody to Ghetto Conversations, the podcast. Thank you for tuning in to our second segment. We're honored to have our guests this evening. I'd like to introduce you to my guests. One of them is really bugging me because he keeps hitting me with his leg trying to be funny. Let's talk about how I raised you from little bitty.
You talk about it. I don't remember.
This is... Let me start with the ladies first, okay? Today we have some authors with us. We are going to speak with author Jazmyne Currie, who is the author of Caramel Kisses. We're also talking to DeEric Martin Sr., who is the author of Coma Life. And we are talking with Qui Martin, who is an aspiring author. I say aspiring, but she's already ready. She's getting ready to take care of a project that's been on her heart for a while, and I'm going to let them talk about that in just a second. Oh, my God. Y'all too funny. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show today. So I really kind of just want to dive into this, right? I know that when I first started writing, I was really about 7 when I first started writing, but the first time that I put a book together or put a manuscript together, I was 17. And I had, my mom told me, hey, I was sharing it with her. She's like, you need to take that to, you need to send it to somebody. You need to send it in and, get it published. I sent it to Taylor Publishing. I'm all excited. Sent it to Taylor Publishing, and yeah, Taylor Publishing sends me this nice rejection letter telling me, oh, that it's, my work was really nice, but they didn't need anything like that at that time. So about a year later, of course, I was a little bit disappointed about that, but okay, I'll try again, I'll try with another company, whatever. But there were some things I didn't know, right? One, I didn't realize at that age and at that time, because I hadn't done any research. Basically, this is how I learned to do my research. I didn't have copyright. So Taylor Publishing, knowing that there was no copyright on that work, took that work. Okay, let me just say it like this. I was at Redbird Mall, right? And in the hood, and I was looking for a greeting card, I think for my boyfriend at the time, anyway. I was looking for a greeting card. I'm looking on the rounder where all the cards are, and all I see is my work. I see my poems on these greeting cards. I was devastated, but guess what I didn't ever do? I never, ever, ever wrote another thing that I didn't make sure had a notice of copyright or a copyright. And I said all that to say this. I was motivated to send that in and encouraged by my mom to send that in, but what motivated me more to get back at my writing and to keep doing it was that rejection, was being betrayed like that by... I didn't know I couldn't trust a company. I was 17, right? So tell me, what in the world made you want to be a writer? I'm talking to any of you, whoever wants to start first. Actually, I'll talk to you first. Jazz, talk to me. Tell me what it is that made you want to write.
Y'all, that is like the best question. I had to really ponder on that one day. What made me want to really write? Honestly, it was my 5th grade teacher, Miss Thornton. She told me, I could write about anything, how I'm feeling, what's going on, short stories. She made me be creative. And I said, wait a minute, let me ask for a journal. I got a pen. And y'all, I started writing. I used to watch my mom write all the time. I didn't really know what she was writing until I was a teenager, but she was always writing out bills on a legal pad. But she was always writing. And I used to watch my grandmother, and she was always writing. I just didn't know they were writing out bills, but I knew they were writing something. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start writing. I started to express myself, things that was going on in my life, things I felt, a lot of poetry. And that really, really jump-started for me. I used to write a lot of little things, mostly just a lot of journaling. What's going on, what's happening, how I feel, a lot of love. I'm a true Scorpio, so we love and romance. Goodness. Stuff of that nature. So that's what really jumped it out for me. And ever since then, y'all, boy, I love that pen. I love that paper.
So it sounds like it's a passion for you.
Yes, it's a passion. Y'all have to show y'all this real quick. Boom, I got this. I'm sure everybody has read it. Y'all check this out, y'all. $7 at the store. Autograph.
Awesome. Congratulations.
I had to show y'all that because if you're a true reader, you're like, oh, $7.
That's
yes.
what that is with that signature in it. You're going to do that too, though.
Yes, I wrote this and I wasn't even grown. I was reading this, y'all, okay? So I tell y'all everything about it. I loved it. Good book.
DeEric, talk to me.
Well, I always had a passion for writing. You know, I used to be in love with different people's handwriting, on how they, you know, especially my cousin Quisha. She was one person that inspired me on my handwriting. I used to try to keep up with her on handwriting, and then in school on the test, like what's that, ITBS and all those tests.
Are you dating yourself? You're telling everybody how old you are, really.
Oh yeah,
ITBS
I'm OG, baby. I would test the basic skills. You know, I always scored high on writing.
Oh,
I
okay.
always had a passion for writing. So when you jumped off your book, your little writing publishing company, and you used to tell me all the time, Kim Folk, I got me a book out. You go and write your book. Go and write your book. You inspired me to go ahead and write my book, because, and then what happened to me, it never lost my memory. Every day I wake up, it's like it was fresh on my mind. So I say, God must want me to put this book out.
Okay.
So I wrote it for God, really.
Well, that's inspiring. And look, first of all, thank you, because I needed something positive. I needed, after the news I just got, I needed something positive. Thank you very much for saying that I inspired you. Y'all, if I can't do anything else, that's, you know, that's, I believe that's what I'm here for, to inspire people to do, to be, to give, to live, to trust, to explore, to experience. That's, because I ain't got no money, so I can give you everything inside of me, and that's my wisdom, my love, my support, my encouragement, and sometimes that's enough to get you started. It's enough to be a motivator. So I know I introduced this young lady already, but I'm gonna tell y'all something about this young lady that I'm about to introduce. Let me tell you something. This girl, Lord, and there's another lady in the room that, you know, she's just not on camera. There's another lady in the room who, these two women were very, very, very integral in shaping my daughter's idea of who she was, right? I don't think they even realize how much, because it's always, when we have those conversations, Siobhan is always, Mama, you know, Quisha and Angie. It was Quisha and Angie. So this young lady, just like this one right here, they hold a special place in my heart. You know, just because we're related, that don't always mean you're gonna be friends. I'm just gonna be honest. So, but these two, I wish you would. And that's all I got to say. So, but Quisha Martin has a very interesting and very unique, I won't say it's so unique. It is extremely interesting, the take that she wants to take on it. And I'm gonna let her tell you something, first of all, why she's wanting to do what she's wanting to do. Talk about it. You are on mute. You see her face? I'm on mute.
Dang it. Hi, guys. Well, let me go back to the first question, why I want to be a writer. I've always doodled, okay? I've always been a doodle. That's how I learned things. I write it. If I don't, I'm visual. So if I don't write it, it's like it doesn't stick in my brain.
Right.
But if I write it down, and I'm such a doodler to the fact I could be talking to you guys right now and writing down everything I say. That's how much of a doodler I am.
You gotta keep your hands busy then, right?
Yeah, talent.
That's what brings about my book. You know, all the different personalities that I carry. Not because I have a mental issue, but I have to play so many roles and I have to be so many people. It's just a lot of us, and so we communicate. And my book is called All of Them. That's the name of my book, All of Them, and it just tells, you know, a lot of the story about the last 5 years of my life and how all of them played a role in my life. So, I mean, stay tuned. It's pretty interesting.
I found it extremely interesting. She was very impassioned when she was telling me about it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Boy, shut up. I'm always, put yourself on exit if that's what you're going to do. You better stop.
You pulled it, y'all.
Oh, get on. You want to. Oh, my God. First of all, he's a comedian. He is a stand, and I was going to give him his props later on.
One time.
You got to stop talking. No, I didn't. Quit lying.
You know he can't stop
You
talking.
know you didn't think that. Listen, I lost my whole train of thought. This boy,
You were talking about how passionate I was earlier.
he threw me
Yeah.
all the way out.
Yeah, he do that.
You know, you trying
He
to
do
say
that.
because of thunder. So listen.
Did I throw her off when you was talking? Oh, okay.
Look at her get. She playing get like me. Look, she was so impassioned when she was telling me this, and I could feel, like I could literally feel that it was time. Like we all know there's a moment when you decide, I'm tired, and I'm ready to, I need to tell my story. Somebody needs to know it. And anytime we can do that, there's somebody else who has experienced what we are experiencing, and they don't even know how to handle it. And they might need that help. They might need that encouragement, that support. They might need to know that somebody else out there, especially somebody that looks like them, has experienced this, right? So every let's get into subject matter. That's what I want to do. Let's talk about subject matter now. Taquisha kind of gave us a little bit about hers. Jazz, talk to us about the subject of, so how do you say it? Because, everybody else says caramel kisses. What do you call it?
Caramel kisses.
Okay. I'm just wanting to make sure. I don't want, you got to respect the name if nothing else.
No, I appreciate that. That caramel kisses, y'all, it roots so far into my life. I think I was probably about 14, maybe even 13 when I heard this album by Faith Evans. And it was
That's where it came from.
Called Caramel Kisses. And I couldn't stop listening to that song. Y'all,
you were 14 and
yes, I heard this album by Faith Evans, The Caramel Kisses. I couldn't stop listening to it. It was like hypnotizing. It was so smooth, 112 in the background. They did the little backdrops. Y'all loved it. And so I always thought about that song and how that kiss is the inspiration. The kiss was so deep for her. It meant so much. She talked about her life, how she wanted it with the person all over this kiss. I got a lot of inspiration from there. I was like, you know what? Yeah, caramel kisses. That's where we're gonna go. Because sometimes, passion, a kiss, lust, man, that shit can be so much. I'm sorry if I can't cuss.
One thing I can't stand about my wife, is we've been together for so long.
Don't curse.
That she remind me of me sometimes. And when I see me, I'll be like, oh, I'm a piece of crap.
I'm so glad y'all can't see this girl on camera.
Y'all become
and it's just real.
one. You become one. Like Joy did, you're one, okay? You're one. You're together. And that's why you start to see yourself. You know how they say couples even start to look alike. And that shit's crazy.
That shit crazy.
Okay, can we get back to the book stuff now?
I'm ready. What, ma'am?
I don't know where she went, but we are recording, so.
Okay. Well, she'll be back in a moment. Until then, I'll represent.
See it with the finger?
Yeah. Yo, talk about. Yeah.
You're so silly, Jazz.
Girl, you gone. But okay, we keep going, y'all.
Okay, listen to me. Guys, I know, how'd you come up? Jen, I know how you came up with your idea. And I know I guess I know how everybody now came up with the idea for the book. So what made you think you were ready to go on and publish? Like, how did you get to the point to where, hey, it's just time for me to really do it? Not because, see, I wrote for a long time.
Right.
So what made you?
My mama. I told you.
Okay.
I started writing at 7. I was 17 when she told me to go and turn it in.
You remember the first thing you wrote? What you write about?
I'm sure it was something from school.
Grasshoppers or something.
Probably.
You used to love frogs when we were young.
I did not like, why are you telling these tales to people?
You didn't like frogs?
I didn't.
That wasn't you.
That was not me.
I should
I
have
want
used a
to
frog.
fall out on my patio right now. I want to fall out. Okay. What
Okay,
you asked her? That
Huh?
wasn't her. You said that wasn't her.
that wasn't me.
That was her. That was her, Tiffany, Mimi, or Lulu. One
Okay, shout out Tiffany Johnson Williams
love,
and,
y'all.
and Mimi and all y'all. This
Yeah,
is
baby.
DeEric telling y'all one love,
One
baby.
love, baby. Texarkana, Dallas, Dallas, Texarkana, Texas, baby. Y'all talk back.
Listen, how do you guys think that your project might help people? Like, DeEric, how do you think Coma Life might help?
It's gonna help all the street people. Everybody that doesn't have any part of the streets, you'll be able to feel my book page for page.
Is that a guarantee?
That's guaranteed. And at the same time, I believe in my heart, and I'm a true believer in everything is what you believe in, that God will be pleased.
You believe that God will be pleased with your book?
Yes.
So because you are being obedient, you following
Yes,
through and doing
yes,
what he told you to do, telling the
yeah,
story.
exactly.
So then if he told you to do it, if that's your belief, then you know there's a reason. There's more than just one demographic that will be affected. You know, there's I mean, you're talking about homeless people, you're talking about drug addicts who may not even be homeless, you're talking
That's
about
right.
prostitutes,
That's
you're
right.
talking about even
That's right.
street ministers who are out there trying to bring these people to
That's
Christ.
right.
You're talking about everybody
Yes.
who is impacted. So you're talking about South Dallas.
Texas.
And
Let me hear her say.
so, but the reality is you really wanted to touch the world, but it's what is ideal is starting in your own community. And
Yes.
I think that's what's important about each piece of work
Yes.
that is being presented here today. I know, and Jazmyne, I'm about to, I would like to hear this same thing from you. I don't know. I see so many ways that your book could help, and even more than one age group. You know what I'm saying? And then in a minute, we're gonna talk about some other stuff y'all gonna get ready to do, I'm sure. So Jazz, talk to me.
The purpose of this book was to build the imagination and to touch different age groups, as you said. That was the entire purpose. I wrote the character in a form of growing, complete growth, to where you kind of how we used to grow up with TV shows. We used to watch kids little and get older and go to college and start their lives. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking you on a journey, because not too often do as Black writers, do we go on a journey anymore. Everything's kind of pretty same thing, plain Jane, bread and butter, same stuff. So I'm trying to take you somewhere. And basically what I'm doing is I'm climbing up the mountain until we get to the peak. And we keep going past the peak. That's the point of it. So definitely building imagination, touching teenagers, especially young teenagers that are trying to figure themselves out, figure out, hey, I feel like sometimes hearing romantic relationships sometimes helps you figure out, hey, is this something I really want to do? Do I want to be with a man? Do I want to be with a woman? That's kind of also a play in it as well, because I took some time writing this novel because, man, it is a complete touch of the new 2021, new 2020, the new year that we're in, where lesbians and gays are really accepted. And so that's what this book is about. A young girl growing up, figuring herself out, like, hey, I think I want to go a different route. And maybe at this point, I'm a lesbian. So that's where we're at in the book. But that's definitely not the soul of it. It is so much more than that.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, it is.
It's a lot, y'all. I can't wait till y'all read it. It's a lot.
I can't wait to read it.
Oh, awesome. I love that support.
I
will tell you that I read a review. I read a review from your book, and it was a very plain, very simple review. It said, this is a good read, and I love the energy. So I was excited, of course. The first part of it is the most important part, that it is a good read. That allows me to know that somebody's comfortable with my content, they're comfortable with what they're reading, and they're so comfortable with it that they're able to give it an adjective. You know what I'm saying? And it's positive. So instead of just being, very flat and unflattering, they are. It's like I can say this very plainly, very simply. It's just a good read, right? So, of course, I was pleased. So talk to me, Quisha, about. I mean, I know you talked about in a way you talked about the content, but go a little deeper for me. Tell the people what it is you want.
So my book is based off of a young lady who came from the streets, sold everything. Literally sold everything. Real rough exterior, the Guido type, the boss type. But this person becomes a person that's scared to be alone. Okay. She doesn't have any children. All of her friends are married and gone. The life she lived, she doesn't partake anymore. And so she lets her guards down and feel like she needs to change into a different person in order to establish a life.
I like this.
And so it goes really deep into the different types of relationships she had and how she humbled herself to the point that she forgot who she was.
So rather than humility, you think maybe it would have been more submission? Like, because we can submit ourselves into the ground.
It wasn't submission because her motive was not to be alone. So she had a motive all the time. So she kind of watched. Whereas, you look at people in bad toxic relationships and like, why is she going through that? Why is she dealing with that? But she actually has a motive. She has a motive. Sometimes, we blame it on the men and we say, oh, he ain't no good and he treated her like this and like that. But she actually has a motive.
You know what? I'm so excited to hear. I'm so ready for this to be there.
I like that color.
So
look out for it.
So yeah, because and what you guys need to know is this is coming out as an audio book, okay? So it may be a lot sooner than you think when it actually hits. We don't have a release date.
Let me speak
on
this.
I don't have a release date on any of the books.
Let me say this, it's just 2 minutes. And then it also goes into detail about a lot of like how we see a lot of relationships on social media and we try to mock those relationships instead of actually dealing with what's on our plate, like who we actually have, we always looking at something else. And so it goes into some of that too, So
you are schooling us is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're schooling us based on experiences of this young lady who came from the streets and what's that song? Y'all know I don't know music like that. Somebody started at the bottom, now we're here. But I don't know, is that it?
Started at the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, now we
copyrights to the music.
Y'all talk to me about some of those challenges.
Y'all.
What are you saying?
Nothing.
What is it? Talk to me about some of the challenges you've had to deal with the publishing process. That's what we came here for.
Oh man. Challenges. Like getting stuff ready, getting it prepared by a certain date. I'm not used to that. I create when I create. And it's greater when I create Versus I need this done by August. Huh? That's really it's like, I don't know if that's happening.
Who told you it need to be done by August?
I'm just throwing out a date. It's just
okay. Because it's about to be August.
Yeah, I know. I just an example, which I definitely got some pieces. Never mind, we'll talk about that another time. Definitely the process of, hey, I need to get something done and you get it done soon. You can't take months to create because the creation just comes randomly for me.
Right.
So that's definitely something I had to deal with. Money, that's definitely something But I think when you, well, I more so realized I was so passionate about this, I'm willing to do anything, come up with it, you know, to make the process happen. But definitely also working alongside someone, depending on them, waiting for them, getting them to create as well. I'm not used to that. I create by myself. So working with someone was definitely a challenge for me, because I'm like, what's she about to do? But, you know, she did a lot, and now we're making this happen.
She questioned everything, and I loved every minute of it. She questioned everything. And I mean, right down to what, about 3 days ago, it questioned everything. But
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if you don't question everything, you don't get clarity. And if you don't get clarity in the first place, then you start to question, well, hell, if you ain't gonna give me clarity,
I don't want to do this.
Is this something I need to be doing? So you don't ever, as a publisher, you don't ever want to kill a creator's spirit. You don't ever want to take away, you know, you hear people say writer's block. It's not writer's block. That's not what it is. You know, it is, I have allowed my focus to be in all these other directions.
That's
and
right.
now, and now I don't want to hurt my art. Because if I take all this into my art, it may not come out like I need it. There are times when you need to take that anguish and anger and even joy, peace, and all that extra stuff. You need to take that into your writing. But there are times when it needs to stay the hell out.
It's true.
That is true. Do we agree? Do we all agree?
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that.
You scare me when you answer sometimes.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that.
Well, listen, what do you have coming next, Jazmyne?
Oh, y'all. I got some fire coming next, boy. Them kisses, they gonna get dangerous. I can't on the title just yet, but it's gonna be a really great follow-up where you get to really, really learn what happened at the end of Caramel Kisses 2 and how it's gonna pick back up. Is everybody gonna be living a normal life and on the edge life? We don't know, because this is gonna be something deadly. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to bring it to you. I already started working on it. It's going to be fire. I already know. I'm so confident.
I expect it, because this first one is a masterpiece. I'm telling you, that's what I expect. I wouldn't expect any less, though. What you got coming, DeEric? What we doing next?
Yeah, what's going on?
Tears of a Hustler. Tears of a Hustler.
Let me get my copyright and I can drop mine.
What you say, Jazz?
I said, let me get the copyright on that name and I can drop mine.
You like that name, don't you?
Yeah, I like
that.
You guys, I love the camaraderie here. You guys are very authentic, very genuine right now, and I'm loving it. I love that you understand that you have to deal with other creatives, and dealing with a creative, we are all, man, when I say, right, we're possessive, we're obsessive, we dig into stuff for a long, long time, or then we might just throw it down, and, you know, we mess with it for a short time, be like, yeah, I'm done for a minute. And, you know, it's a roller coaster a lot of times, because really everything I see is what I write about. Everything I know, everything I learn, eventually everything I am is going to be somewhere on paper or somewhere digital, because if I don't get it out, you know, that's all I can actually leave to anybody. So that's what I'm going to do. Right.
You know what? It's funny you said that, because my dad asked me, how will people remember you when you leave? And I said one day, I'm going to leave my work as footprints on this earth, because words can never. And people always say they got a book from me. So I forever live on through my creativity, my imagination. I love that. And y'all with it too. And I love that too, y'all.
You guys, listen, I'm so happy that you guys came out. Joined us, tuned in to meet these awesome authors. These guys, I'm telling you, they're about to do something in the world, because one thing, they're trying to help the community. Okay, so we had some technical difficulties. We got disconnected. Yeah, you know, because I Zoom. Y'all know how they go. Anyway, I think we lost Jazz, but we at least we did find out some great things that are coming from her. She's got a sequel, I think she's calling it. That's going to be, thank you. Is it on? Goodness. She's got a sequel that's going to be, she's going to be working on it. In the meantime, we are working on some book signings. We've got some events coming up where both of these people will be in attendance. And please, you guys, expect some comedy from the young man sitting beside me. I'm pretty sure he'll throw some of that out there at you, because I just don't think he can live without it. So, Taquisha, we know what you have coming up. What is this going to do for you? Are you planning on doing anything after this? Are you going to do anything with it? Like, maybe take it to the screen, take it to the stage?
Yeah, I'll probably take it to the stage.
To the stage.
Mm-hmm.
You have a director in mind?
I do have a director in mind.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I do have a director in mind. I have a couple of actors and actresses that you guys are pretty familiar with.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay. You look like you got some big things popping, Mama.
I have some big things popping. But we're gonna creep real smooth. Then we're gonna come with a bang.
You gonna take it slow, huh?
Yeah, because I gotta keep you one more.
That's what it's all about. I guess any writer. So y'all, we got Jazz. We lost Jazz again.
Jazz, we miss you, Jazz.
She said we miss you, Jazz. Listen, guys, this has really been fun because y'all just as crazy and nutty. This has been exciting for me to let everybody know about these awesome artists coming out of Latter Rain Publishing. And yeah, that's that plug right there, you guys. That shameless plug. There is no shame in my game. Okay.
I know that's right.
Also, I know you guys, anybody who is a fan of Queen things, I do apologize. I have been very, very busy with these awesome writers. Welcome back.
My bad, y'all.
I do apologize. We had that old Zoom limit going on. It is what it is. I think we might have played around and joked around a little bit too much in the beginning. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's been a lot of fun, though.
Ain't nothing like laughter.
Ain't nothing like it.
Best medicine.
Right next to prayer.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I really, I want to thank you guys for coming in and in and out. I really appreciate your patience. For some reason, there are always technical difficulties with me. That means I need to get on top of my game. Apparently it's me, right? If on every platform, yeah, I need to hone up my skills. Anyway, you guys, please be sweet. Continue to work as hard as you are for your communities. I know that there are other things that you do in your community. So every contribution that you make, we are very, very grateful to you, because there are children, even older people, who really need to know they are not alone in the things that they are experiencing. So kudos to you guys for stepping out and doing something that obviously you have a passion for and a dream about.
Can I ask you guys one question?
Sure.
Qui and the young lady, can I ask y'all one question?
Jazmyne.
It's Jazmyne. Can y'all make y'all ears move?
I don't know if I understand that question.
No, I think that's
Look at him. Look at his ears.
You may have mastered yourself.
Can make your ears move. We got them Martin ears, Qui.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can just do them like this. I can't do that with them.
Hey, I can't do that mess either.
Check them out.
Yeah.
You must have been working on that for a long time.
Check them out.
Since he was a little boy.
Hey, won't you go home and work on your wife?
Oh my God. It's okay.
Hey, you hear me? Why don't you work your ears on your wife tonight?
Oh my God. We're going too far.
That's the plan.
Hey, look, your 2 minutes are now up.
Anniversary, that's the plan.
It's a anniversary.
You hear me?
Anniversary.
Good.
I'm going to move out of the way so you guys, my audience, can see this beautiful specimen.
Hey, good. Tell Angie you got a new move, okay?
I got the same old move. That's a more powerful stroke. We live.
Going down tonight?
Podcast.
Oh, great. I love it.
It's not underground.
It's the internet, ain't it?
Yes.
It's black web.
But it ain't underground.
No, it won't be black web. You really need to understand your terminology, because no.
For terminology, me then.
I cannot with him right now.
You
So
tell them where.
thank you guys for joining us for Ghetto Conversations, the podcast. I do love these guys. They are really, really nutty. And I'm so glad you found you something to eat, Jazmyne. I appreciate you for coming back in. You guys are awesome. All right.
Yeah, I can't wait to read y'all book.
I can't wait to read yours. I was just telling my friend about it. I'm excited.
Uh-oh.
You ain't got to worry about reading mine. You can listen to it.
Yes.
You gonna read it yourself, Color?
Hey,
Absolutely.
I'm trying to touch the page.
Give me a demo.
So what you say, Jazmyne?
I'm trying to touch the pages.
Oh, you want a hard copy? Okay.
No pages. No pages.
Down here.
Color. Give me a
I
demo.
gotta bring it straight from here for y'all to feel it. If I don't, y'all won't feel it.
I'm talking about on the voice part. On the voice. Give me a demo on the voice.
You want a demo on the voice?
Drop something. We want to hear from.
It's my voice, cousin. Okay, so I'm gonna get just what you're getting now. Okay, and so it's gonna get sexy.
Okay.
And then you're gonna hear that thug come out.
Okay.
You know, you're gonna hear that killer come out, and then you're gonna hear when I get submissive.
Okay.
And when he's raising hell with me, and I just say, okay. Or if he says something to me and I say, oh, I'm sorry. So you're gonna see all of them, cuz it's a lot of them.
That's a lot of them.
Okay.
It sounds good. I'm ready.
I can hardly wait. I'm so serious, and I'm so happy to be a part of these projects. I really, you guys got some stuff going on. So look forward to these great works from these great guys, and thank you guys for joining us for Ghetto Conversations, the podcast.
The ghetto.
Yeah. Talking about the ghetto.
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 Ghetto. Talking about the ghetto. Ghetto. Funky ghetto.
Get it, y'all. Go.
The ghetto.
Yeah.
Funky, yeah.